So, you're thinking about trading Forex. You're about to step into a truly massive global arena. But hold on. Before you even think about making your first trade, the single most important decision you're going to face is choosing your broker. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to do that safely and how to spot those big red flags. Just to give you a sense of scale, the foreign exchange or Forex market is the biggest and most liquid financial market on the entire planet. It's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, which means it's accessible to pretty much anyone, anywhere, at almost any time. And yeah, the sheer scale of this market is what gets so many people excited. But that size and that 24/7 access, well, that also comes with some risks you absolutely need to understand before you dive in. So, what is Forex, really? At its core, it's just the marketplace where one country's currency gets exchanged for another. It's the engine that makes global business possible, but it's also a space where folks like you and me can speculate on those currency movements. Okay, listen up, because this is huge. Before you even think about buying euros or selling yen, the most critical trade you will ever make is picking your broker. This one decision can literally make or break your entire trading journey. Think of your broker as your essential partner in the market. They're the ones who execute your trades, and this is crucial. They hold your funds. But you've got to remember that not all partners are created equal. This choice is the difference between having a fair shot and taking on a guaranteed, totally unnecessary risk. So it basically boils down to two main types of brokers. On one side, you've got your Tier 1 regulated brokers. Here, your money is protected and their business practices are strictly monitored. On the other side, you have offshore regulated brokers, where protection is way lower, the rules can be kind of vague, and trying to resolve an issue can be an absolute nightmare. The difference here? It's night and day. So, how in the world do you tell them apart? Well, it's actually a lot more straightforward than you might think. We've put together a super supple checklist to help you separate the safe guys from the risky ones. All right, here we go. 3 simple steps. First, go to the broker's website. A good broker will be proud to show off their regulator's name and their license number. Second, and don't skip this, don't just take their word for it. Go to the regulator's official website and check that license for yourself. Make sure it's real and active. And third, and this is the real key, understand the regulator's reputation. These are the names you want to see. Regulators like the FCA in the UK, CySEC in Cyprus, or ASIC in Australia. These are the gold standard. Brokers regulated by these guys have to follow super strict rules about how they handle your money and run their business. That makes them far, far more trustworthy. But then, you're going to see brokers regulated in other places. So what does offshore regulation actually mean for your protection? You'll come across places like these a lot. Now let's be clear, being registered here doesn't automatically mean a broker is a flat-out scam, but it almost always means you have way less protection. The rules are often looser, and if you have a problem, your legal options can be seriously limited, or maybe even non-existent. You know, the best way to really get this is to see how it plays out in the real world. So let's ditch the theory and look at the actual documents to see what this really means for you, the trader. This table just lays it all out. A broker like IG, they're regulated by the UK's FCA. By law, they have to keep your money totally separate from their own company funds. If there's an issue, you've got access to UK courts. An offshore broker, though, their policies on fund safety can be fuzzy. And as for resolving a dispute, well, let's see what that can look like. Okay, so check this out. This is from a broker called Roco Broker. You can see their registered address is in the Comoros Union, an island nation off the coast of East Africa. Now, this isn't just some address on a website. It has very real, tangible consequences for traders. And boom, here it is, pulled straight from their client agreement. If you have a problem with them, you don't go to your local court. You have to go to arbitration in Mauritius. I mean, for most people around the world, that's practically impossible. It's a perfect example of that limited legal recourse we were talking about. So with all these potential traps out there, how do you protect yourself? It's simple. You need to think of strong regulation as your shield in the Forex market. When you pick a broker with Tier 1 regulation, you're not just getting a logo on a website. You're getting a whole package of protections. They have to prove they've got enough cash to operate. They're legally required to separate your funds from theirs. And they get audited regularly to make sure they're playing by the rules. And these protections, they're non-negotiable for the top-tier guys. Segregation of funds means they can't gamble with your money.
Negative balance protection is a huge safety net. It means you can't lose more money than you put in your account. These aren't just suggestions. They are strict, enforceable rules designed to protect you.
And let's be absolutely crystal clear about this. Choosing a safe, regulated broker will not guarantee that you make money trading. Trading is always risky. What it does do is protect your capital from all the stuff outside of your control, like fraud, shady practices, or the broker suddenly going out of business.
So, it really all boils down to this. A safe broker doesn't guarantee profit, but an unsafe one pretty much guarantees you're taking on extra risk you don't need to. The tools to check are out there. They're free, they're easy to use. The only question left is, are you prepared to do your homework before you put your hard-earned capital on the line?